Good morning, one and all. In this video lecture, I will teach you the novel Azadi, composed by Chaman Nahal. In our previous videos, we saw that it is Lala Kasiram's habit to educate his wife while reading morning newspapers. And in this video lecture, we will see that what is he teaching her today. Now they are discussing on the matter of Pakistan. It was the very current event of that time. Why should you be worried? She said, striking no pose. We saw that Lala Kasiram is worried over the news that India will be divided into two parts, Pakistan and Hindustan. What if the English agree to give Pakistan to Jinnah? This is the worry of Lala Kasiram. You know that won't happen. Prabha Rani is sure because it is Lala Kasiram who told her again and again that Gandhi would never agree to a division of the country. You have told that to me all along. So these were the headlines in the newspapers at that time. Gandhiji vowed that it will never take place. India will never be divided by the British. That's why the readers were sure and the listeners were also sure. So it was told by Lala Kasiram to Prabha Rani. That's why he says that that's true. But what if there is no other way out? And you know these English, they would rather divide than leave behind a united India, because the policy of the British was divide and rule. So how can they left India without dividing? That was too abstract for Prabha Rani. She was unable to understand why this can happen when Gandhiji had said, why will there will be partition of India? I have taken more than quarter of a century to make all this, and he made a vague gesture towards the rooms. Everything will be ruined if Pakistan is created. This will lead to violence. People will go against each other. Prabha Rani felt a sinking of the heart. She also feels worried. Why talk like this? Let us not talk like this. Lala Kasiram pursed his lips and let out his breath with a hiss. He saw his wife was frightened and he tried to stifle his anxiety. He had his fear since February when the British set up a time limit for independence. So it was a fear that such things could happen. They had clearly committed themselves. They had said that not later than June 1948, India would have its Azadi. They also said if the Indian political parties did not agree on a solution by then, the British would hand power over to any constituted authority or authorities of the moment, but they must quit. It was this that disturbed Lala Kasiram. That's why he is worried. भारत का विभाजन हो सकता है, ऐसी अफवाहें फैल रही थी और इस वजह से लाला कांसीराम चिंतित हो जाते हैं. गुड, इंडिया वुड बी फ्री. ये तो अच्छी बात है कि भारत को स्वतंत्रता मिल जाएगी. बट वाई वर दे इन ए हरी टू लीव? अब इनको इतनी क्या जल्दी मची है? एंड वाई दिस रेफरेंस टू फ्रीडम इन द प्लूरल? आज़ादी को इतना बहुवचन के रूप में ये लोग क्यों बता रहे हैं? मतलब प्लूरल, दो जनों को आज़ादी वो क्यों दे रहे हैं? Didn't that mean they were thinking of Pakistan? पाकिस्तान का भी इसका मतलब वो सोच रहे हैं. And the Congress leaders, what trust could you put in them? उन पे कौन विश्वास कर सकता है? Didn't Gandhiji and Rajaji themselves as much as offer Pakistan to Jinnah in 1944? It happened in 1944. There was a talk between Gandhiji and Rajaji, and they agreed to give Pakistan to Jinnah. They were the ones who put the idea in his hand. That's why now he is demanding for Pakistan. If you ask me, take a section in the east of India and a section in the west. They said, only let's have a common defense and foreign policy. So people are thinking various ideas, that they are imagining that if it will happen, there can be common defense and there can be common foreign policy. Until then, Jinnah had talked to Pakistan, but he did not quite know what he meant by it. Gandhi, by going to him, not only gave Pakistan a name, he gave Jinnah a name too. who took Jinnah seriously before September 1944. It was doubtful if he took himself seriously. Either ever since then he had been sharpening his teeth and becoming more and more menacing. If the Congress would give this much, why not go for complete separation? Why are you suggesting Jinnah such ideas? Then you should separate totally. Gandhi had meanwhile asserted he would never accept that. Gandhiji was against this decision and suggestion. Over our dead bodies alone, the Congress leaders said they were also against it. We would shed the last drop of our blood. So they were thinking of blood shedding, but of violence, but we would not allow India to be partitioned. So such were the vows and prophecies by announcements by these leaders. And now the English, Lala Kasiram's last hope of peace on the subcontinent, seemed to be giving in too. Maybe he was exaggerating. Mountbatten Sahib had so far said he would hold by the cabinet mission plan, and that did not suggest a division. What had passed in the meetings the Viceroy had been having last month in Delhi with the Indian leaders, those leaders too were speaking this evening over the radio. Weren't they? What formula had they cooked up between themselves? Lala Kansiram scanned the newspaper. Yes, they were all there. Nehru and Jinnah and Baldev Singh, speaking one after the other. Once the Viceroy had finished, what accord had they reached on the fate of 400 million people? What accord had they reached on Pakistan? On the future of the Punjab and Bengal? That's what concerned him in the main. That's what concerned him in the main. If Pakistan is created, we will have to leave. That is. If the Muslims spare our lives, there will be much killing, you think? Don't you know the Muslims? There has been much killing going on for the past many months. Imagine what will happen once they are in power. Listen, said Prabha Rani, showing more calm than her husband. You know destiny, what has to happen will happen. Put your trust in God and don't worry too much. He was the Lord and the Master, but in disasters it was she who took charge and steered the ship. He was too restless. He demanded too quick an answer to a problem and wore himself out too fast. She was a woman of the soul who believed in rhythm, in things happening in their own order. She had perforce to move in and take charge each time he felt too upset in the soul. She had never her own fears, though. They had just come into that maturity of age when they could sit back and relax. Madhubala was married. Arun was preparing for a job. They had almost everything as things go. They had even bought land and were thinking of building a house. And now to be puzzled out of that safe little nest. The author wants to say that everything was done, there was no tension in their life in the name of freedom, but she must take care of him. You have read for enough, put the newspaper away and go to the store. She said this very gently, as if he were her son. She pulled his chadar aside and helped him to get into his shoes. She then went into the big room and brought out his stick and his cap and handed those to him. First the cap, and then after he had adjusted it on his head, looking into a mirror on one of the walls, the stick. But then she said, "It's too hot outside. You better take the umbrella instead of the stick." And gently touching his hand very softly, she took the stick away and going into the next room, returned with the big black umbrella. "Please don't think too much," she said to him as he was leaving, "and come home early." "I will have to," said Lala Kasiram. "I have to listen to the broadcast. Thanks for watching. We will be continuing next video."